Hey, hey, beautiful people. What's up? Make sure you can hear me. There we go. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the KC Chronicles. What's up, girl? Hey, I see ya. What's up, y'all? Say hi to your girl in the chat. I am, I think, I'm pretty sure. So I made the decision a few hours ago that I'm going to make this the last episode of the KC Chronicles. And what up, girl? And because I was like, let me just show you. Like, I have so many stories, like legit written down. There's so much. And I'm just kind of like, shit, like pages and pages and pages and pages of shit. And I'm looking through stuff and I'm like, you know what? In real life, this is the same shit. Like narcissists are so boring. They're so boring. Any toxic person really is really boring because they're really predictive. Like they're predictable. After a while, after you learn the tricks, you know what's going to happen, or you know about what's going to happen. You right, Jazzy. I should publish a book of short stories. Because in this case, it might be fun, but this is like, okay, I'm bored. Enough of that. Enough of her. Yeah, definitely tired of talking about that heifer. Really, I think I got my point across, even though I am going to tell another story tonight, but it'll be my last one, I think. I'm pretty sure it'll be my last one, unless it comes up in a different way. But I was just going through and I'm just like, man, there's just this kind of roller coaster of experiences with toxic relationships or toxic people, narcissistic relationships, and it's all the same shit. But if you know it, like if you know what's going on, if you can see it happening, then you're more likely to protect yourself or, win in a different way versus being stuck in the bullshit for years and years and years. Because you'll see these people, and you probably know them, you know some already, who have been in a toxic relationship forever. And they are holding on. They're in public trying to act like they have the best relationship in the world. They profiling for Instagram and shit, for Facebook, trying to make it seem like everything is going their way. But all they do is fight. They're super combative. They have no passion, or they only have passion and no real love. Like they don't really have each other's back. If things get tough, shit is just not happening. Nothing's happening. They don't have each other's back. And people will stay in these relationships for 10, 20 years. Like they just feel like, what's that saying? It kind of goes, I know the devil I got, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go out and get another devil and have to learn that devil. I know the devil I have already, so I'm just going to stick with this one. Right. Crying on the inside, for real. Crying on the inside, dying slowly every day, becoming a shell of themselves, and just dealing with it because they don't know that they deserve better. Or they don't know how to get there. They don't know. They're stuck. They feel stuck. And, really on some level, and this is why I laugh all the time, because on some level, this is all a game. Nothing is that serious in life. There's nothing that serious going on here in life, period. Everything is for our good. Everything that I've gone through has served me in a major way, and it has made me the type of person I am, the person I am today. And it has afforded me the opportunity to help so many other people. So nothing's gone wrong. It's just when you can get your lesson and move on instead of getting stuck in the loop and going around and around and around and having the same experiences over and over and over with different people or the same person. You don't have to get stuck. And that's what I want to make sure that people can recognize what's going on and not get stuck. Hey, what's up? You ain't never heard that devil quote before? Really? I thought that was a popular quote. It does sound terrible, right? It's like, I'll stick with the devil I know. At least I know this crazy. I don't need a new crazy. That people say that and they think it's okay. And I guess to some extent, you know, our brain is wired to keep us safe. So if we know something, that's kind of like the idea that knowledge is power, even though it isn't. It's what you do with it that makes it power. But it's the same idea that people are kind of tricked into, you know, if you know, that's one step up. That's like one advantage in the battle. And that's not always the truth, because you can know all kind of stuff and do nothing about it and still lose over and over and freaking over again. And that's what I've done in life already. And so I'm like, look, don't be like me. Let me show you how to do better and do it faster without getting stuck in all this BS. So listen, I'm gonna tell y'all these stories tonight though, but this will be the last story, or these two. I'm gonna combine two of them because the getting stuck thing is pervasive when it comes to narcissistic abuse victims, or just toxic people who are in toxic relationships in general, who grew up in a toxic household, or just fall into toxic relationships, like romantic relationships or friendships. I've seen some of them. People who, like, you'll run into somebody and you can be their friend, but you can't be their friend's friend. Have you met them people? Like, they might introduce you to their friend and both of y'all are that guy's friend, but you can't be each other's friend. You can only be that one person friend. Like, you better not exchange numbers or we're going to have a problem. That's some toxic shit. Like, real life toxic shit. But so many people do it. They think it's okay. And people are like, oh, I'm just going to respect it. No, it's toxic. It's bullshit. It's stupid. It's childish. No, it's not even childish, because kids actually share their friends. So yeah, I don't know. Don't know what to call it other than toxic. But anyway, this right here, look at you. I'm protective of my homie. See? People be on that BS talking about they protective. You can be protective and still share. You can be protective. You could share and still be nosy, like, where we going with this? Because I would do the same thing. I'm protective of my homies too. But I share. You got to share. Be cool. Be open. Let them be free. Don't cage the birds, all I'm saying. But what happens when you're in a toxic relationship is, especially with narcissists, when you're with a narcissist like Kathy, you get set up for failure over and over and over again. Now, you might have heard the term gaslighting, because it's kind of a popular term, I think. People say it all the time in terms of somebody making you mad and then blaming you for being mad, right? So they bring up stuff or bother you, pick at you, make you upset. Now you go off and they're like, what's wrong with you? Like, whoa, I was just playing. Wait a minute. So that's what gaslighting looks like in general. But narcissists will scheme on how to gaslight. They have layers and layers and layers of opportunity to gaslight you, okay? So they set you up so they can easily gaslight you whenever they feel like it. On top of that, they possessive as hell. So that whole thing, you can't be friends. You say, don't be unavailable when I call with an issue. Talking to a new friend. Now, your friend can't abandon you for the new friend. I mean, unless they just like that other person better. I'm just saying that happens. Right. Gaslight will make you swing on them up. For real. Like, they set you up and it piss you off. If we real friends and you're dope and we can all be dope together. For real. We can. That's true. But that's for more mature people. You sound real mature there. So we can all be dope together. That's real though. It's so real. That's how it should be, I think. Everybody get along, have fun, be happy. Shoot. But okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all two stories wrapped into one. The first one, somebody never works like that. It has happened, Jaya. It's happened. It's happened to me. I was like, I just kind of like this person better. So I'm gonna be over here. Y'all got y'all libations. Cheers to the final KC Chronicles story. As far as we know, all mutuals aren't created equal. Oh, it doesn't have to be equal to be mutual, though. Everybody can, get along without being the same. I think that's what you mean. But I know you'll correct me if I'm wrong. So whatever. You drinking water, whatever. She hate. You should have got your whole gallon in before 6 p.m. That's how I run my life. If I don't, I just don't get it in and I start drinking wine. So whatever, it's over. You drank yours already? Come on. Oh, I said you can't have liquor. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but Okay, so this is the first one. So y'all know Kathy and I had this crazy relationship. Oh no, Kimmy, you feel some kind of way about this? Cheers. It's not ending, it's transforming. I don't know what it's transforming into yet, but it's transforming. I just feel like it's time to move on. Like, we've done enough of this. We've given her enough energy, given this whole toxic idea enough energy. It's time to move on to what matters, which is our healing. But I do feel you because I have done this abruptly. Like, it came to me abruptly because it was literally a few hours ago. And I was like, we over this, huh? Okay. Onward. So I'm sorry for the abruptness. But what I do is flow with my feelings, with my thoughts, with my setting. I flow as much as possible. And so that's what this is. So forgive me. As my daughter would do. And I'd be like, okay, little puppy, whatever. So anyway, transform into a butterfly. I like it, Jazzy. I like it. So freshman year of college, y'all. I am at Clark Atlanta University. Like, on one hand, having a blast. On another hand, struggling like a motherfucker because I am by myself, 600 plus miles away from home, in what feels to me like a whole new world, in college, and really above my head in kind of drowning in the schoolwork because the high school I went to wasn't shit in comparison to the college material. So I was in high school thinking I was doing the most. I'm on academic decathlon. I'm, graduating with honors. I'm number 3 in class. But it was a crappy high school. So when I went to college and I was looking around at my peers who came from different states and different high schools, and their foundation was just much stronger than mine. So I was in my room like double time studying, just trying to catch up to meet this basic foundation. You said, where was the therapist when I was in school? Girl, I was in therapist. Yes, there was a therapist on campus, and I was in therapist. I was in therapy. I was in therapy from the beginning. I started therapy about 3 weeks into college because stop hating on my blazer. She's such a hater, man. But I started therapy about 3 weeks into college because I had a roommate who I almost fucked up. Like I was okay, how do I put this? Project CC was coming out. Like, I thought she was subdued, like real deep, but she was pressing some buttons. because we were roommates for a few weeks, and she was moving my shit around and didn't want me to have no space, and she was mad, petty, and she thought she was hard. And she was like from the suburbs of Ohio or some shit. And I was like, I just feel like if I show her what Chi-Town looks like, like I was doing too much. Because on top of that, on top of not feeling like I fit, right? I didn't feel like I fit in. Like, I'm not supposed to be here. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. Like, I'm in regular, what was that? Algebra trig, something like that. But it was like a regular class. Maybe it was algebra 3 or something. It was regular. And I was just like, my reading skills are great. Writing, all that stuff, that was good. But math, and I was a finance major, I was struggling. And now my roommate is like, you don't belong here and put your shit all in this corner. It was too much, right? So she had her friend over talking about me in a room. I had like headphones to listen to the TV, so I wouldn't disturb her. I would try and be nice. And her friend would be sitting on her bed, like across the room, talking about me out loud. And so this one day I was just fed up and I was like, you get the fuck out of my room. You better get your ass beat. And I choked her and almost got expelled. And let me tell you how, when I say that would have sent my life in a whole different direction, y'all, because I had a full scholarship. If I had gotten expelled, I would have lost my scholarship and I would have done what? Gone back to Kathy's house? What? I don't know. But anyway, so that happened the first 3 weeks, and they were like, you need to get some help. And I was like, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Just don't expel me, please. And so I started going to counseling. Now, I needed counseling anyway, right? Wait, what? What happened? What you missed, Jaya? I needed counseling. So it was good that I started going to counseling. But that's why I started counseling 3 weeks in. Moved to a single dorm, started counseling, working my butt off in different areas, joined a step team, working my butt off, and just trying to be normal, feel normal. Remember I told y'all I got pneumonia, right? Walking pneumonia. So I was real fucked up for like a couple weeks, for like 2 weeks. Like, I fell out the bed, just trying to get to the door, get some help. I was severely dehydrated. I was like hallucinating. It was bad, y'all. I had all the issues just piled up from childhood trauma, and they were coming out in different ways my first semester in college. So, you stupid. She's talking about, I thought we were allowed to get in one fight and get excused. You save yours for the perfect day? Really? Whatever. Step team was anger management for me because they worked my ass off. That's so true. You were too tired to be angry after that. She ended up on the same step team too. We ended up being friends later. But yeah, it was like, you gonna be sisters or you gonna die together. So we decided to be sisters. But you stupid. Yeah, I don't know about that one fight allowance thing. Maybe if you're out like on the quad or something, but we were in the dorm. I don't think, yeah. Our hall director was not going. So along my troubled path, first semester, actually at the very beginning, I met a friend who has turned out to be one of my best friends ever, I'm sure forever. And she was like my rock, like my go-to. Like we were together doing the most all the time. So Kathy naturally knew her, right? So Kathy would call her, checking up on me, trying to see what's going on, you know, trying to be a counselor to her. Just, she was extra. Y'all know that. But towards the end of the semester, she stopped talking to Kathy as much because we were kind of figuring out, like, you know, she doing too much. She's showing up and she just popping up and she calling and bothering us, and I just need some space, okay? So we stopped talking to her as much. Still a lot, enough, a couple times a week for me, probably once a week for her, but not as much as before. So end of the school year comes. I have this connection with this girl, another girl in my dorm. And I don't think anybody told Kathy about it, but for some reason, she was hella suspicious about what I was doing with my life. And I think it's just simply because I stopped talking to her as much. Because when I tell y'all, they are severely possessive, narcissists, severely possessive. Like they will follow you, spy on you in any way they can, and you'll never know. Like they get good at this. They practice, okay? So she's thinking something's going on. She called me. She called my girl. What's going on? You know, who is she spending time with? If she's not with you, where is she? If she's doing the most. She never told her anything. I never told her anything because nothing was really happening, right? It wasn't. I was just curious, interested, trying stuff, being fucking 18 years old, right? So I get home for winter break to Kathy's house. Now, Kathy is in Hyde Park at this time, still in Hyde Park, in this little one-bedroom apartment. So me and Kathy sleep in the same bed. We're romantic partners anyway, so we probably would sleep in the same bed regardless. So I get home, my first night home from first semester, and I'm like becoming this new person and sharing all these things with her over dinner before we go home. And then that night, she's like, well, I have a surprise for you. Now, I'm sorry in advance if my brother is on here. He'd be like, come on, man, stop telling these stories. But her surprise was oral sex, right? Because she never wanted to do that. And she wanted me to do it, but she never wanted to do it. It was very interesting. But y'all already know that. So that was her surprise, right? So we have this sexual experience. And for the first time ever, I have a real orgasm. Now, up until then, we had done a whole lot of stuff and played around, and everything was really nice and fun, and it felt good. But I was like, I don't really know if I had an orgasm. I'm like, I'm not sure. But that night, it was very clear. I mean, I shouldn't say obviously, because I talk to a lot of women who are 30s and 40s who've never had an orgasm, and it's sad. But if you've had a real orgasm, you know that there's a big difference. Like, there's no question about it. I should put it that way. There's no question about it. It's not like, I'm not sure if I had, you've had it or you haven't. If you've had it once, you know what it feels like. So you know for sure. So that was my first time. So I was like, oh, fuck, what is happening? It was crazy to me. I didn't know what was going on until it was over. And I was just kind of sitting there like, or laying there like, what the hell? And y'all, that is sad. It's sad that my first orgasm was with her. It's very sad, like very sad. That's a reason by itself that my ass was in counseling from then all the way up until, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. Like, I spent a lot of years in counseling. Very sad. But that was my reality at the time. So I was like, you're right, Jazz. It is like a drug. It's like you be chasing that high after that. But anyway, so it was very clear to her because she had real orgasms before. You know, she's like, I don't know, by then like 38, 30, I don't know how old she was, 36, 38, somewhere between there by then. So, oh yeah, she must have been 38. I was 18. She about 30. So anyway, she jumps up in the bed, y'all. Stands up in the bed. Who have you been fucking down there in college? And I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on? Because I'm supposed to be having the most, euphoric moment of my young life right now. And you're literally standing over me. Like, she jumped up and stood over my body, like feet on either side of me, right? stood over my body, yelling at me with her fingers pointing in my face. Who you been fucking at school? I know somebody, and you and you. I ain't gonna say her name, but so and so not trying to tell me, and I know y'all been hiding something. She is going off, and I'm just kind of stuck looking at her like, what? Like I'm stuck on many levels because all kind of stuff is happening to my little adolescent body and mind, and I'm just kind of fucked up. Like, what? What's going on? Hey, girl. And I'm stuck like a motherfucker, like, what? And she is mad because she thinks I've had sex at school and had an orgasm. And so that makes her feel threatened. So she don't know now that, you know, she didn't believe, I should say, she didn't believe she was the first time. Like she thought somebody else had done the thing she wanted to do, like a dude, right? Like, who else made you come? Like somebody else had done it first. And really, who the hell is this weirdo? So she was hella mad. Who is this weirdo? Go do something. Thanks. Blocked. Get a life. So anyway, that's the level of possessiveness, right? Mind y'all, I'm gone. She has a whole boyfriend. She doing whatever the hell she want to do, right? But I'm not allowed to do that. So what up, bruh? Perfect timing. So that's one level. That's one level. Now the setup is her trying to get information. So because I didn't say anything directly, I didn't give her what she wanted, she had the opportunity, the space to make up whatever, right? If I had told her anything, that would have just been fuel to her fire. So she would have had something to go on to make up whatever. She would have been mad either way. It was a lose-lose situation for me. She would have been mad, right? Now, that's one type of setup that they're very good at. If you give any kind of information to a narcissist, they'll use it to their advantage, hands down, every time, period. You'll never win. You'll never be able to talk yourself into safety with them. You'll never be able to talk them out of some dumb shit. You'll never be able to get them to believe you. Even when you're telling the truth, they won't. It's like everything you say will be used against you in the court of the narc, period. Okay? So I ain't say nothing. Silence will be used against you in the court of the narc. You can't win. You cannot. Trying to keep your head above water, really? You must be talking to Leo. So now, the next year, y'all, the very next year. Now, this is the end, not the end, the middle of my sophomore year, Christmas break. Again, I'm home, and Kathy is pushing me on my then like high school sweetheart person. He was 2 years older than me, so he was in college 2 years before me. So if I'm a sophomore, he's a senior. And he's home, I'm home, we hanging out. And she's like driving us around. She's taking us to dinner. She's talking to us about our future. You know, what are you learning in school? What are you, planning after school? What are you going to pursue? What about the two of you? When are you going to, get together? I mean, school will be over soon. Are you guys planning to get married? She's doing the most, right? Because he and I at that point, we had tried to date long distance. We were like 4 or 5 hours away from each other in school. So we were trying. And so she's doing the most. And she's like telling me, he's such a good catch. You really need to stay with him. Stay with him. He's the person you should be with. Stay with him. You've known him all this time. He knows you. You safe with him. Blah blah blah. Now, in hindsight, y'all know that she told me all these things because he's a person that she can control. That's what they do. If they can control you, you're all good with them, okay? So he's a person that she can control because he was her student too. And so he trusts her and he listens to her for the most part, especially because he likes me. And she makes it seem like the only way he can get close to me is if he's close with her, right? So she's going in, and this is like 2 days straight. She's going in, y'all, let's do this together. Let's do that. We pick out the Christmas tree together. Let's have a tree trimming party. It's just the three of us, y'all. And she would put us together and go off and do something else. So it's me and him trimming the tree, me and him drinking cider, drinking champagne, drinking wine, all the stuff that she provided to us. Now, let me back up for a second. Hold on. Now this turned into 3 stories into one. Let me back up because this other story is necessary for y'all to see the depth of this insanity. Okay. So this guy and I went on prom together. I went on his prom when I was a sophomore. Then he went on my prom when I was a senior and he was a sophomore in college. So on my prom, I was living with Kathy, and Kathy was like, he's great. I know him. I'm comfortable with him. I feel safe with y'all. I'm going to hook y'all up. Kathy got us a car to go to prom. That's normal, right? Got my dress and everything, got his tux and everything, all normal stuff. But then the day of prom, she pops up like, yo, I have a surprise for y'all. She got us a hotel room for prom night. Now, I'm still 17 at prom. I'm still 17 when I go to college. So for prom night, she got us a hotel room. And I remember exactly because it was what it used to be called the Hamada Inn in Hyde Park. I don't remember what it's called now, but it's like right on Lakeshore Drive. So she's like, it's nice and beautiful and you can see the lake from here and blah, blah, blah. And tomorrow morning we'll have brunch together and blah, blah. But this is this is where you stay for night. So this is a Bill Cosby. It seemed like she was trying to get us faded, right? So she got us this hotel room. We stayed the night. We had an experience, but it wasn't like what you expect. It was kind of like, it's prom night. We know each other. We're very comfortable with each other. So, let's act cool and go to bed. It wasn't that serious. So the next day, the reports weren't that serious. So she wasn't very impressed. She had all the questions, like she wanted to know details. Oh, that must be my Bluetooth because she's psycho. So that was 2 years prior, right? So now back to the other story because it was forced. Exactly, Jaya. It was forced, so it wasn't flowing. So back to this Christmas, my sophomore year in college, and she is again pushing us on each other. Not that we needed that. We were already into each other, but we were like, shy kids about it. Or at least I was. It was kind of like, he, I don't know, and she's trying to make lifelong plans for us through us, right? Like, you guys should do this. You should do that. So she's hooking us up over and over again over like 2 or 3 days. And then the last day she says, well, it's getting late. Why don't you stay here? Would your mom be okay if you stay here? And he's like, yeah, because he's a grown man at that point. He's like, I'm about to graduate college. Like, I'm a grown man. I can stay out if I want to. So he stays over at her house. Now, remind you, take a sip. Okay. It's a 1-bedroom apartment, y'all. So she and I usually sleep in the bed together. And then there was a couch. What? I think she was the one who talked to 12 to get me locked up. 12? Twin. 12? Whoa, because Leo just introduced something just crazy right now, saying he thinks she the one who talked to somebody to get him locked up in juvie. He did. Oh, talk to the police to get you locked up. What? Okay, that's some new information. We're gonna have to have a sideline on that. It's completely possible because, again, narcissists are hugely possessive. So anything that she could do to get me alone so that she could have complete control over me is what she did. So to remove me from my brother would be genius. I mean, it was genius on the person who, Chuck, who was our mom's boyfriend. That's who I thought was the culprit, like the whole mastermind. It was genius on his part. But if she did it, like that's crazy. But it wouldn't be unheard. Like it would make sense to me. It would still make sense. Yeah, because she knew how close we were. Exactly. And he's the only person I ever listened to. If you knew me when I was a kid, I mean, I'm still pretty bullheaded, especially to be an amazing Libra. I'm pretty stubborn. I don't listen to people. I'll be like, that's cute. I'll get the details and I'll make up my own mind. Like I just don't. But my brother was the only person who I would listen to for real. Because I completely trusted him. I didn't completely trust anybody else. Except over time, I end up trusting her. Joe. That's crazy. We're gonna have to, I gotta call you after this, apparently. I'm an amazing Libra, a completely amazing Libra. So this night he's staying over Kathy's house, right? We've trimmed the tree and done all the stuff and had eggnog and champagne and shit, cider. We've done the most. Now she says, I'm going to bed. She goes in her room. Of course he's a Libra and he's awesome. I already know. Stop hating. So she goes in her room to go to bed. And it's not even late. It's like maybe 10 p.m. Okay. So we're like, all right, we're going to stay up and watch movies, watch these Christmas movies or whatever. So we stay up on the couch watching movies. And eventually we start fooling around. We're teenagers. So we're like, making out and stuff on the couch, trying to hide it, trying to be respectful, whatever, trying to hide it, being quiet. So we play around for a while. And when I say play around, I mean just play around. Like, I don't know about y'all. I'm sure most women probably go through this. Like, you be doing extra, trying to make the boy feel better, feel good, like about himself. So I might have been like making some extra noise, but like muffled, like trying to be quiet, but trying to make him feel good, even though we weren't really doing, like we weren't having actual sex. But right. But I was trying to make him feel good. So I was doing a little extra, but at the same time, trying to be quiet. And so we played around for a while. And then after some time, I was like, okay, it's getting late. I need to go to bed, or she gonna think we out here like for real having sex, and she gonna be mad about that. So I know better than to for real have sex in her house, right? But I'm like, okay, it's whatever it is, midnight or something. I need to go to bed. I need to go in here and get in the bed. And he's like, no, just stay out here with me. Like, we just, sleep on the couch with our clothes on. She gonna know we ain't do nothing. And I'm like, no. Somebody, you watch too many movies. I was a kid. I was literally a kid. I was 19? So yeah, I'm sure it was from the movies because I ain't know. So thank you, Mason. I am an amazing Libra. So y'all, I get off the couch and I tiptoe my little self into the bedroom. First I like wash myself down, I didn't want to like smell like him and stuff. We making out, I'm doing the most. I wash myself down, tiptoe in the bedroom, and I climb in the bed. I was so extra. I'm just like, climb in the bed all super soft. And I lay there, close my eyes, and I'm tired and probably tipsy too, because she was giving us all the liquor. So I'm like, okay, this is good. I'm drifting off fast. And then all of a sudden, I felt this, how can I explain? It felt like a fucking sledgehammer hit me in the middle of my back, y'all. Because she was behind me. So she had picked her foot. I don't know if she braced herself against a wall or some shit, because she had so much power behind this kick. She kicked me dead in the middle of my back, kicked me clean off the fucking bed onto the floor. Yeah, when I tell you, okay, it's infuriating, but some parts of it is kind of funny when I see it as a movie, because I literally flew off the bed, I hit the wall, and then hit the floor. It was crazy as hell. And I hear the dude like, y'all okay in there? He like, concerned, you okay? He knocking on the door. You okay? You okay? And she like, you better tell him you fine. So I'm like, yeah, we okay. Holding back tears and shit. We okay. We're fine. We're fine. We're okay. She like, you gonna fuck him on my couch and then come and lay in the bed with me? I'm like, what? First of all, we ain't do nothing on your couch. Second of all, you put us together and gave us drinks and told us that we should be together. Like, what did you think? Like, what did you expect? So then we had a whole argument about her setting up these expectations for us. And then, of course, me failing to meet her expectations, because I didn't know what the fuck she was thinking. Like, you literally put us together. You had all this conversation about us being together. You had us trimming Christmas trees and shit, being all romantic, giving us alcohol, and then you leave us on purpose, obviously, because your ass ain't going to bed at 10 p.m. You leave us on purpose together out here and live like, what? But yo, the setup is so real. IG blocked the comment you was gonna post. Oh, that's crazy. It was a complete trap, yo. This is gaslighting on another level. It was a complete trap. Joe, I did not throw them hands that time. I did not. I was just like, what the fuck? I was straight shocked. I didn't even fight back. Now, all the other times I did fight back. But that time I was just like, what the fuck? What? I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I just cried. I just sat there on the floor like, I don't know, like I can't please you. I don't know what to do about this. I don't know what to listen to. Like, when you say stuff to me, what's real? Like, what do I listen to? What do I follow? What do I not follow? I have no idea. Like, I was lost, y'all. Lost. Oh yeah, domestic violence. Definitely. I mean, 101. But I still didn't see it that way at the time. Like, that's how lost in the loop I was. So those traps just kept showing up, and my goofy ass kept falling into them because I had no idea that they were traps at the time. I had Stockholm syndrome. No idea that they were traps. This is a Lifetime movie. Lifetime can't get paid for this one. All the other times, oh yeah, there were plenty. You're gonna have to go back to some other episodes to hear about some of the other ones. There were plenty. We could have jumped her, but and he was pissed. He didn't know what happened, but he knew I was upset. And he was pissed. And he was like, really wanting to help me, but I wouldn't let him. Talk about domestic abuse. I was like, no, it's okay. I'm okay. Stuck, y'all. Stuck. For real stuck. That's why I mean, I halfway understand people who go through domestic abuse and don't fight back or don't press charges, don't let their family help them, or they do and then they go back. Like, I get, that's why I stay out of it. I mind my business. I mind my business so hard, y'all. You don't understand. I be like, so listen, if you're not ready, you're not ready. And if you're not ready, that means all the rest of us gonna get hurt. So I mind my business over here, doing my thing. But yeah, for real. It caught me all the way off guard. Hands down, off guard. I didn't see it. I didn't see it coming. What up, Stormy, girl? You would kick her through the wall. That's what she deserved. That's what she deserved completely. But yeah, my ass was all the way caught off guard. Didn't see it coming. And really, it just in love with my abuser. Stockholm syndrome. I had no protection, none at that point. And this is sophomore year of college. So remember, she's known me, she's had me under her thumb, under her control since freshman year of high school. So this is 6 years later, and 6 years, that's school years, but what, 15 to 19? That's only 4 years, real year. But it was like in school years, it's like 6 years later, 6 seasons later, and I'm completely enthralled now. I'm by myself for the most part, detached from my family. My friends are there, but not fully, because I don't tell them anything. I say nothing. I say nothing. Nothing. That's Stockholm syndrome. Nothing. I'm just like, everything's fine. I'm so fine. And there were adults in my life who really loved me, cared about me for real. But again, I couldn't see it in the same way that I do in hindsight now, because it was like, I have to hold on to this. This is the only person I have. This is the only person who's willing to take care of me, who's willing to take me in. Like, it was bad on levels. Oh, Mommy Gloria. Hi. I know nobody knew. I wouldn't tell. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't tell. I would not tell. But the setup, y'all, is continuous. It never, ever ends. The setup never ends. And remember, when she couldn't get to me directly, she would go to other people. She'd go to my boss. She would go to my teacher. She'd go to school administrators. She'd go to my friends, my family, whoever she could get to make sure that I remained under her control. Everybody had an idea of who I was, and nobody knew the truth. Nobody knew. But her. You say Silent Bob, really? But the setup, I just want y'all to see the setup and how serious, and obviously, like, my experiences are pretty extreme because I put them in this story form and they're in hindsight. So in hindsight, I can see all the things that went on and how it happened, why it happened. But for people that you're seeing every day, your friends, your family members who are in toxic relationships, in narcissistic abusive relationships, they're having these kind of experiences. It just doesn't look as grand because they're in the midst of it right now. So they probably can't see it the same, or you can't see it the same. But it's happening because a narc is a narc is a narc, and they have the same tactics. They all do, and they just do the same stuff over and over again. Over and over again. Different situation, same tactics every time. So I really hope through this series you have gotten enough information, enough insight that you can flank a nigga on the left. Negras, sorry, I don't usually say that word in public. Forgive me. But You need some ammunition to stop the madness. You really do. So I really hope that you've gotten some insight. Yeah, on the outside looking in, it's always easier to spot the issues. That's so true. That's so true. But if you pay attention and you listen to a person who's gotten through it and you're in it, then you're more likely to spot the issues for yourself too. Even if you don't want to admit it, this is kind of like, this is your opportunity. Let's put it that way. This is your opportunity. Every time you hear something that mimics what you've been through, that's your opportunity. And they'll continue to come. You'll have opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. It'll never stop. You never have to worry about being stuck forever because you can always free yourself. There's always a way. And then when you're ready, just call me and I'll show you how to heal faster, without drugs, without 12 years of counseling, and fully. So you don't have to repeat these cycles again. And for those of you who are parents, so your children don't have to go through the same thing that you've gone through. Because remember, this trauma is generational. Several generations. It's not just you passing down to only your children. You pass it down to several, 5 to 7 generations. And it came from 5 to 7 generations before you. And it just repeats and gets stronger and stronger, or it gets weaker and weaker, depending on whether you heal or not. Well, I show you how to show them hands. You stupid. Man, I mean, coming from where I came from, the hands was the answer. That was the answer for most issues. And that's why when you get in a psychologically toxic relationship, you don't know what the hell to do. You don't know. You don't see it because you're used to physical danger, used to fighting, used to cussing people out and people cussing you out, used to people trying to take stuff from you physically. You're used to people trying to deceive you in obvious ways, like trying to get over on you to get your money, get sex, take something from you physically, get you to do something for them. Like you're used to that kind of stuff. You're used to that force fight. But you're not used to psychological battles. You just don't know that you've been in one your entire life. Like when you grow up in the projects, you're in a psychological battle the entire time and you have no idea. So when you get into a toxic relationship, you don't know that's what that is. You don't know it's an extension of what you've been living, probably elevation of what you've been living, an elevation of the trauma that you've already been living. You don't know. And it's not all about growing up in the projects, obviously. It's about the trauma that's been passed down to your family. It's about whatever your family has lived that has gotten to you. The subtle things, yeah. And they build and build and build in ways you would never imagine. And then all of a sudden you're in bondage and you have no idea. Right, things in the hood aren't sugar-coated so much. Exactly, yeah. But when somebody's playing mind games, they make it sweet and nice and sexy, and they make you feel like you have no other choice. They make you feel like you can't live without them. There's so many layers. There's so many layers to it. And as you can see, they're very strategic in removing your pawns. Like you ain't got nothing to play with. You're not really even on the board. You're just trying to survive. I don't know if y'all play chess. You the king, just moving one step at a time, just trying to survive because your whole army gone. You have nobody. And they got a whole army left, like just ready to attack, just letting you kind of move just to play with you. It's like they're the cat, you're the mouse, and you're just kind of like, oh no, just let me live another day. And they're like, ha ha ha. Go this way, stupid. Go that way. Like it's a game. And it's fun for the narcissist. It is so fun. So if you're not having fun, know that you're not winning. That's all I'm saying. You're not winning. Now, going forward, I don't know yet what this is going to look like. I'm sure it'll come to me. But of course, I'll let y'all know by next week. So just come on back. Expect we're going to be here. And we're gonna see what's next and how we move forward in really stepping up our game as individuals, stepping up our personal power so that we can heal ourselves, and help to heal our family and friends, because each one reach one, right? So let's go. I love y'all. I'm so happy you're here with me. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for your insight, for your questions and communication. Um, you guys are priceless in real life. So come on back. I see y'all. Peace and love.